Hi, this is Half Moon Run. You're watching 101.9 KINK Radio in the Skype Live studio.
Thank you, Half Moon Run, gentlemen. I don't know that you are a gentleman. I just assumed. Come on up to those microphones. Let's chat a little bit. Welcome to Portland. Welcome back to Portland.
Yeah.
And the last time you were here, what happened? What was the highlight that you remember, that takeaway moment from Portland?
Well, I don't remember. I remember coming here a few times, but I don't remember which the last time was.
Was it with Patrick Watson?
I thought it was actually with Monsters and Men. There was a whole thing where we were coming down across the border from Canada.
The Portland show. That's okay. Life on the road, though, I mean, I can't imagine. One day it's another city to another city, and you just kind of get lost in the shuffle sometimes, I imagine. That's how it is. But we're glad you're here, and thank you taking time out of your day for us to play in the Skype Live studio. They'll be at the Doug Fir Lounge tonight, and congratulations on the new album. They just made a new record, and I always encourage applauding that because it's not an easy thing to make a record.
Thank you.
Just tell your audience to clap, and they'll do it. It's great. The new album is Sun Leads Me On, and it's been a while since you made a record because you put a record out in 2012 and toured pretty extensively, right? About 3 years?
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah? And then, like, the story that I heard is you tour for 3 years. You're out on the road for quite a while, right? And then you get home, and your brain doesn't know how to be a non-touring person anymore, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
What is that? Like, take me through that process. It's like coming down off something, I imagine.
Well, it's like while you're on the road for so long, you just keep thinking about that day when you get to go home, sort of a thing. And then you finally get home, and the tour's done, and then it doesn't really feel like home because you're so used to being on the road.
Yeah, you don't really know what to do. Like, should I call somebody? Sitting at home, should I get some groceries or something? Or because normally you like live through the digital world socially, but
right.
Yeah, it's confusing.
I've totally forgotten how to home.
Yeah.
How do you do this?
Should I try and relax?
Yeah. So then you get home and you don't know how to home, and then you're like, screw it, we're going to go on the road. True or false? You all pile in a car and go to California?
Yeah,
so we relapsed.
Exactly, yeah, we relapsed, yeah. It's like that's just what you know, so you have to go for it. Even though.
Really tough to explain to the girlfriends and that kind of thing. Why you're going back on the road. Because we had no shows. We just went to California with no shows just to,
Just drove there just to drive. It's like 5 days of straight driving.
That's a haul, though.
Yeah.
Where's home? Ottawa?
Montreal.
Wow. Oh, God. Straight 5 days, I think?
Yeah, it was like 60 hours just driving.
You should have gotten a plane, man.
We had all our stuff.
Yeah, I had all the stuff in the van.
We got a house in Oceanside and then wrote a bunch of the new album. Actually, that was really the purpose of it, was to write in California.
I see. Was a man named Jim with you when you were in California? He's the producer of the record.
We met him over the phone in California, and he kind of helped things along. And then he came out to Canada when we went back from California to Canada, and we did the record in a little town in Ontario, Canada.
Jim produced the record. Did you know that he had? I assume that you knew, but he produced, Adele's 19, Adele's 21. He worked with Arctic Monkeys and Kasabian. Like, does that weigh pretty heavy on you when you're deciding that we want to have this guy, or like, are you just looking for how sonically his records are made?
Actually, it was just a phone call, and we sent him some demos, and he phoned us, and he just talked about where he thought the songs would go, and it seemed like he just hit the vibe, and he seemed like a really nice, warm guy that we would get along with, and that's really all we needed to kind of make us sure that it was him.
Yeah. When the record came out a few months ago, did you guys run to the record store and pick it up? And go to the cashier and go, check out this album.
When the day it came out, we were in Dublin, and we went to a record store there to do something like this in the record store in Dublin.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you drink a lot of Guinness that day?
That night we did, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the first day of the tour. It was not the right way to start the tour. Well, or maybe it was.
It's like water there, though. I mean, it's constant.
Yeah.
If you go to Dublin, it's a thing. Hey, thank you so much. I'm going to shut up and get out of the way. Thank you so much for your time today. It's Half Moon Run, everybody.